I love Thursdays mainly due to the fact that we get to do keys to victory for LSU. Simple. I love Thursdays, or at least I loved Thursdays. Want to know why? Because tonight I have to start off with something that I don't want to start off with. Because tonight I have to start off with something that I have begged over the last year at least twice before I had tonight, and not having to come out here and argue about identity politics or get anywhere involved or around or near politics on the show. But yet I got to be the one to stick to sports, right? Even though that there is leadership in this state that wants to put a live tiger in Tiger Stadium. Now, here's just the truth. Put a tiger out there, don't put a tiger out there. I could give two Rudy Poos. A tiger being out there or not being out there literally changes nothing for me on how I will or will not perceive or watch the game. That means nothing to me. If I wanted to see a tiger, I'd just go to the zoo. Or I'd just go down to see Mike the Tiger. In case you missed it, Governor Jeff Landry has orchestrated, and even though people are arguing me that he didn't on social media, has orchestrated that a live tiger named Omar from Florida be rented and be in Tiger Stadium during the game. Because, yeah, that's something that wasn't risky when it got disavowed in 2015 for multiple reasons. Again, doesn't bother me. I don't care. But we got to acknowledge something very, very quickly. I don't like coming out here doing this. But when politics start getting and infringing in what me and you talk about on a nightly basis, when identity politics gets involved of, you need to be out there before the anthem because I say so, or I'm going to pull your scholarship. Who do we think that we are that we can pull a scholarship from a kid about what a coach and administration does? How stupid can we be? Now, in a year's time, 3 times leadership in this state, who has the highest car insurance in all of the 50 states in the union, by the way. Well, yeah, let's not fix that. Let's not fix that citizens who could have used money from hurricane relief, such as myself and neighbors and you, I'm sure some of you had trees down during the hurricane, or you got affected in the flood from 2016. Now, I know that's not on Landry. But this state certainly found some money to rent a tiger, didn't they? Didn't they? You know, the broke state found a way to find money. I've been in this game a long time, not talking about the podcast game, but that game that he's in. Spent my entire life almost doing it, literally and figuratively. What's going on right now is a deeper national identity politics structure about someone who sees themselves moving into national politics. You are being used. LSU is being used. I want Mike the Tiger out there. I want Mike the Tiger out there. Like we're throwing a temper tantrum like we're a 5-year-old. There's a reason that LSU did not come out with a statement today about this. And then they sent Brian Kelly out there as a sacrificial lamb by not addressing or putting out a statement. The head coach, who is obviously going to be the first LSU public figure to be asked the question, we just sent him out there for God knows what. But you know what? The governor's come after the football team twice. We're going to put a live tiger out there because we're going to do the old things. We're going to do it the old way. Don't have a problem with the old way. Don't have a problem with it. But the bottom line remains, And I mean, the bottom line remains. This is starting to infringe on LSU athletics. Because this isn't over. And if you knew a third, 1% of what goes on behind the scenes in reference to when these identity politics have been played. You know, when Kim Mulkey retires from LSU, I hope that she goes on a show or a podcast and someone asks her, how did you take to Jeff Landry coming after you and personally coming after you, even though you might be the most conservative coach on campus. How do you identify what happened when he told you to get out there for the anthem or we're taking scholarships away? Newsflash to all of you. When that stuff starts coming and happening, recruiting is affected, whether you like it or not. Here's something. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. What's the reasoning behind it? Now, the first time he came out and said something about the national anthem was because a lot of it was about social media and LSU ran in for the anthem. And the Iowa guy completely misinterpreted and completely used, as a lot of you have heard over the last couple of months, disinformation on what LSU does. They've always been doing that. They always go in and prep. The anthem's played. They're going through pregame before they go out there and play. The president's wife is in there saying a prayer. God, country, or God, family, country. Isn't that how the order it's supposed to go? God being at the number one. A live tiger. Jamal, you don't have to be here. I see in the comments, bro, let's move on. I'm 10 minutes in. You don't have to be here, my guy. You don't. But see in the comments too, James, the governor has decided that he wants a live tiger on the. I said it earlier. I started off with it. I just don't know why y'all have what's the point of it? To show that you have some form of dominance? Good for you. Good for you. Oh, now I get called the weirdo on my own show. I looked down at the comments. You're the first one I saw, dude. Yo, bro, let's move on. Fine. You want to move on? There's an X button. Hit it. All right. Let's get moving. Everybody do us a favor. Hit the like and share to all those groups if you're on Facebook. You know what? Just because you're demanding that I move on, I'm not going to. You don't get to dictate and come in here and tell me what I can and cannot do. Sorry. Guys, it's a problem. This is the third time in a year. If John Bell or who was the governor before that, Bobby Jindal, or who was the governor before that, Kathleen Blanco, doesn't matter. Do your job. Stay out of it. Because you have a let's call it what it is. You have a Democratic president and an AD that leans probably to the left. That's what this is about. You understand that. It's about asserting dominance. You think I'm the one being petty. Okay. Guess he can just do what he wants. But I don't have a voice in it. Just talk about sports. Well, we will. Let's get to it. Everybody do us a favor, hit the like and share. We will do keys to victory here tonight. We'll give you week 11 picks, and at the end, we'll do hashtag Ask Blake thoughts, questions, concerns. Where is everybody watching from tonight? Guys, I didn't even talk about the president, Cortland. By the way, it's funny because, boy. See how y'all assert things. Boy. I did bring politics into it, Cortland, but you made an assumption of who I voted for. How do you know that? Because I'm going after a Republican, your little feelings are hurt. I'm not hard to find. I'm literally not. By the way, I didn't pick or start this fight, by the way. I'm not the one going after LSU. I'm not the one going after politics and bringing it into a sports show. Not. So that makes me why I wanted to vote for Kamala. That's why you think I voted for Kamala, because I'm crying about a tiger? It's not, buddy. All right, let's get moving. Yeah, and it is Bama week, James. I saw in the comments. James says it's a Bama week. It is Bama week. And we got to deal with this shit. Because somebody wants to be manly and assert dominance. Guys, again, you don't have to be here. All right, we will get moving now. Keys to victory coming up. Let me get to a quick break. Thoughts, questions, concerns at the end of the show here. Let's talk about our good friends over at J&J Exterminating, our good friends over at BetOnline.ag, and our good friend Tyler Alexander over at LPT Realty. Stay with us. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events, with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag.
He will sell your house and find you a new. Well, Tyler's the man, he's here for you. If you want to buy or sell, well, it's not too late. Dial 955-0008. Just call 955-0008. Y'all call Tyler, he'll shoot you straight.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
We call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right. Let's get to it. So it's Thursday. You know what that means, or if you're watching the clip, it's obviously Friday. But keys to victory, LSU versus Alabama. What are the 5 things? We do this every single Thursday during game week. We give you 5 things. What are the 5 things that I think personally, and we'll ask you at the end of the show here, but what are the 5 things that you got to do to beat Alabama this week? And quite honestly, make yourself into the college football playoff. Let's go with number 1. These are in no specific order. Never are, never will be. Just based off of like, hey, let's write these down. Let's talk about them. 5 key points of what LSU needs to do. You can get to Milroe, man. Not just in the run game, but I think when he drops back to pass, you can get to him. I know that I talked about this a little bit this morning when we were over with our good friends over at Service Digital Media. You can go check out that show and podcast over on YouTube. But everybody and their mom has come out here this week and said, you got to stop Jalen Milroe from running the football. Duh. Like, I mean, you know it. I know it. Everybody knows it, based specifically off of you coming off the performance that you had against A&M and Marcel Reed. That's like the big duh. So, yes, you're right. However, you're going to be in situations in this game where 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 7 and Jalen Milroe is on the field for Alabama at quarterback, and you have to be able to get to him. Guys, they've already played 8 games this year, and in 2 of them, Vandy, well, it's what Vandy did to close out the game and what Tennessee did to close out the game too. They got pressure on him during passing downs. Now, was Milroe hurt? Was he banged up? I don't know. But regardless, he still is going to want to sit in the pocket and throw the football a little bit more than at least what he's shown this year than he has since last year. The right side of the Alabama offensive line is not good enough to contain what you do. They're not. Braden Swenson's got to be over there. I don't know what you're going to do in the interior. I don't know if JVR Suggs, especially on 3rd down, if he is your best pass rusher in the interior, that he does not need to be out there trying to make plays off of a guy that can run. I look at Alabama's offensive line and the confusion that they've had against South Carolina, who got to Jalen Milroe. I look at Vandy, who got to Jalen Milroe and forced a sack fumble that they recovered that ultimately won them the football game. Or I look at Tennessee, who, yeah, they do have a better defense, and especially front 7 than you do. But, man, they did it all night long. Like a Cisco song saying, let me see that thong. I look at this game, and I look at your front 7 and say, look, it's a no-brainer that if you are out of your gaps, if you're not sound corrected, we're going to talk about in a moment, but if you don't do those things in the run game, you're right. None of this matters. But here's the thought process that I have. I don't think you're going to stop Jalen Milroe from running the football on Saturday. I don't. What I do think you're going to be able to do, and I do think that you're going to have a plan in doing, is containing him. Because even if Marcel Reed didn't happen 2 weeks ago, even if Lenore Sellers didn't happen 2 weeks ago, you're ready for Jackson Dart. And before you tell me Jackson Dart is not a great, really good athlete, I would suggest you go watch more stuff from Jackson Dart, and especially how fast and how explosive he was in moments running even on you about a month ago. I look at a guy like Braden Swenson and saying, hey, man, you have been a catalyst, especially after Harold Perkins went down. You have been the catalyst of what stirs this LSU's defense's drink. Bama's got an issue at right tackle, especially in the passing game. We'll get to number 2, but it plays off of this. Guys, if your pass rush is there and you're able to contain Milroe and get to him, you're going to win this football game. I think that they are going to allow pressures on Jalen Milroe, and they are going to allow you to have the ability to get him down on the ground behind the line of scrimmage. The left side of their offensive line has been pretty solid. Now, in pass pro, they've had communication issues with Booker and Proctor. But the right side of the Alabama offensive line, especially with Pritchett at right tackle, has struggled. And I'm very interested to see if you go full Tennessee and go with some very different packages, maybe even earlier in the game. And no, I'm not talking about that little I formation BS. But you really get after Jalen Milroe. Guys, they've allowed 82 sacks. I mean, they're 82nd in the country in sacks allowed. Excuse me. You can get to him, man. I think it. Be honest with you. I think the right tackle position in the pass game is their biggest weakness. It 1,000% outside of penalties. If you're talking player v player, it's their biggest weakness. It's the chink in their armor. Man, if you get to them at least 2 times, you're going to win. I feel fully confident in that. The second thing, and the second key to victory that plays off of getting to Jalen Milroe is this. Guys, when Marcel Reed came into the football game 2 weeks ago, not only were you not assignment correct, not only were you out of position to make plays, not only did you make bad tackles, not only did you get blown off the ball, but, man, you could not stop them on first and second down. They got to 1 third down with Marcel Reed. 1. By the way, on the third down, he ran a zone read for a first down. With a guy like Milroe, man, you got to force him into these third and long situations. I gave you this stat earlier in the week. I'm going to continue it here, okay? Alabama is 132nd in the country when they face a 3rd and 6 plus. It's not good. It's not good at all. There's no other P4 team that struggles that when they're in down and distance, that they have issues converting third downs. So how do you get them in those situations? How do you put them in those situations? Well, you got to make Jalen Milroe a one-dimensional guy on third down. Major Burns, Greg Penn, Jordan Gilbert, whoever. Name the upperclassmen. Name any of them. I mean, guys, at this point, Whit Weeks is, he's through almost his sophomore year. Guys, it's November, a fall semester in year 2. You better be tackling on first downs and second downs, and you better be assignment sound. Because if you get him in third and short situations or third and manageable, guys, they're 7th in the country in converting those. So it's the polar opposite. It's the complete polar opposite. You better be ready for anything, too. Because when I look at this team, meaning Bama, especially what Kalen DeBoer did last year at Washington, and even when Bama came out of a bye week earlier this year, guys, some of the things that they did and some things that they kind of ran out with in the opening drive is stuff that they hadn't showed on film all year. Like, let me give an example. Coming out of a bye week earlier this year, Alabama in their first drive went under center with Jalen Milroe and ran a traditional old-school QB sweep. Then they did a wide receiver motion power counter run where they pulled 2 offensive linemen and Kendrick Lowe got the ball all on the same drive. They ran a fake screen. So not even on the first drive, you got to be ready for everything on first and second down. There is no game from a fundamental defensive standpoint that you have to be on lock than this week. You got beaten in 2 others with a guy that can run. If you are not fundamentally sound this week in tackling efficiently on first and second down, you're not making a playoff and you're on your way to a Cheez-It Bowl. I will feel very confident if we are making Milroe having to beat us with his arm. I will. It's what Michigan did. Guys, think about all the losses. All of the losses that Alabama has incurred when Jalen Milroe is the quarterback, whether it be this year or last year. Texas, 2 years ago, contained Jalen Milroe and tackled well on first and second down. I look at Michigan last year having 5 sacks in the first half. 5 sacks in the first half. I look at Vandy, who got a strip sack to basically end the game. And then I look at Tennessee, where Jalen Milroe, because he's got a pass to come all the way back and tie Tennessee at the end, throws a pick because he's got to be one-dimensional. There are teams that have made him one-dimensional. Schemes have made him one-dimensional. Vandy. Now, I know that Alabama scored 35 points, but they also had 2 turnovers and made a critical third down stop twice in the second half to beat Alabama than Tennessee. When they were literally let him do nothing in the running game in the second half. He maybe of the 25, 30 yards he had, he maybe of net rush yardage. Maybe 10 of that came in the second half. I know that people want to talk about Ryan Williams, and Ryan Williams can beat you. He can. Jalen Milroe can throw the deep ball. But I got to be real with you. If Jalen Milroe is going to go out there and beat you with his arm consistently, and I mean consistently, I'm going to take that over him running all over you. You cannot let this be a replay of last year. It cannot be. Do something different. I do think if you send all out heat on Milroe, I'm not saying that he can't process quick enough, but over the last couple of weeks, something has drastically been off. South Carolina, Tennessee, even Missouri in the first half too. I didn't watch the second half of the Mizzou game as much as I wanted to because they just kept turning the ball over, beating Mizzou over and over and over again. They threw 3 picks in the second half. It's just like, I mean, they're starting to drive at their own 40-yard line. Guys, it was basically Alabama basically in the second half, Texas A&M to you, or Missouri. It's the same kind of second half. You were on the receiving end. Missouri was on the receiving end on what basically happened in the same ordeal. I think Zy Alexander this week is going to be, and I talked about this on Wednesday when we talked, or Tuesday, excuse me, when we did do's and don'ts. You got to, and we talked about it with Carter. I think it was the lead thing that we talked about with Carter. You got to be physical with Ryan Williams. I am going to allow, mentally, I'll be okay with, and I think you should too, that if Milroe beats you with his arm and Ryan Williams goes off, fine. But I saw Tennessee break him. He was broken. So, guys, physical corners like Zy Alexander have got to be big this week. All right, number 3. Guys, you can't turn the ball over. Going to continue to say it every week. Going to say it every week. So, you have a situation where, look, let me just say this before I say anything else. I don't really know who we are as a team. I really don't. Because I feel like every time that we've been in these big game situations, the defense has had to overcome multiple big things and multiple big obstacles that the offense has laid right in their lap that they have mostly, for what it's worth, overcome. I just don't know that if you well, let me back up. I do know somewhat of what you look like. I saw a preface of it during Arkansas of what it looks like, even though Nuss had 2 interceptions that were dropped. I know what you can be. I know what you can be. Because you are a playoff talented team. Whether you make it there or not, it's up to you. You are a playoff caliber team. You should be there. You know it and I know it. Guys, if you keep turning the ball over, you're not going to be there. You cannot continue as a team to remain in the category of being one of the teams that has 3 turnovers per game in the SEC. the other being Georgia. I feel like Georgia, who has had to overcome this 3 times this year, and they failed once against Bama. If you give Bama that many possessions and you freely give Jalen Milroe the football, we are going to lose. I know that we are very jolly and happy that they already have 2 losses going into November. I get it. We're not Bama fans. I get it. Nobody likes Bama. I get it. It doesn't stop the talent that they have on their team. It just doesn't. And if you do that to a team like them, they will beat you because they're good enough up front on both lines of scrimmage to lean on you. They, ironically, have more depth than you do, especially in the interior of the defensive line. We need Nuss to play clean football. If he plays cleaner football, cleaner, not clean, cleaner football, you're going to a playoff. I can't keep bringing this up, man. I mean, maybe I'm the only one. Let me tell you how I feel. Maybe you think I'm overreacting. So maybe you can say I am or I'm not, but this is how I feel because I read all of your comments. I feel like when I come out here every Thursday and say, we got to stop turning the ball over, I get a massive pushback. Well, Blake, it's the run game's fault. It's Joe Sloan's fault. It's the O-line's fault. It's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. The number one thing of an offense is to not turn the ball over. That's your only goal. If you go 3 and out, then go 3 and out. But what you cannot have happen is freely gift the football back to the other team. You know, when 2 weeks ago, when Marcel Reed and you could not stop him, and the defense was just like, yeah, man, we can't do anything. We need the offense to pick us up. And they didn't. I felt like, do you remember in the movie The Waterboy when Bobby Boucher caught an interception and he threw it to the offensive lineman and the offensive lineman scored and the Mud Dogs lost their opening game and Bobby Boucher like drop kicked the guy in the end zone? That's how I felt like watching the game on Saturday, what would be like as a real fan. Like, that's how I feel like it went down. You freely gifted them the football, and they just drove it right down the field and scored. And you're like, we're really going to lose the game because of this. I don't know if it's the worst half of here's what I'd say. Outside of the Tennessee game, that was the worst half of football LSU has ever played at A&M. And in the back of your mind, you're constantly thinking, well, man, we could allow that again. And you certainly could. And you could certainly continue to repeat who you are. It might be just, as a team, what your DNA is. But this is the last time. This is the last time for me. Because we have done this for 8 straight weeks. Where every single week we have talked about not turning the ball over. Go listen to any key to victory throughout the year. And it just has not changed. And when it has, it's been very rarely. I can't even give Arkansas that because you almost turned the ball over there. Now, why I feel like I'm on an island is because it feels like that people think I hate Garrett. I don't. This is what happened. Don't know if y'all saw this today on social media. For whatever reason this morning, there was a dispute that broke out in reference to Jaden Daniels. Okay, stay with me. Some fan was tagging all the media members and tagged me and said, Blake Ruffino was the one that wanted Jaden Daniels benched. No, y'all think that I hate Garrett because of whatever reason, because I said that Garrett Nussmeier wasn't ready above Jaden Daniels. Who was right and who was wrong? Go back and listen to any 22 show. But I don't know if Nuss is ready right now. I think he is in some instances. In some instances, like the last part of the Ole Miss game, I'm just like, that is elite shit. There's no way to characterize it other than it being elite. Then I see media members, and me and Carter debated this after Ole Miss. It's like, oh, Blake, I mean, we won. I mean, you go through a couple picks, okay. No, it was always going to beat you. You're going to continue to lose if you turn the ball over. You're not Georgia. Georgia's an anomaly. You're not Georgia. Sorry, you're not. They have been able to overcome it. It's the last time I'm talking about it, man. I just can't do it anymore. It will be in your DNA. And you're going to have to just then now start an accounting for. And maybe a lot of you have. You know, this is a thought that popped in my mind. Maybe a lot of you have already equated in your mind. Thumbs up or thumbs down about what I'm going to say. Do you already feel like most of you, yes, to the put a thumbs up to this. Thumbs up to you've already equated in your mind that you're going to have turnovers and throwing interceptions. I'm not there yet. I have not been there yet because Arkansas happens. Now, thumbs down if you believe that, like, oh, no, Blake, we got to talk about turnovers. I'm going to be assuming that a lot of people are going to put their thumbs up and say to themselves, yeah, we just equated it. We just figured that he's going to turn the ball over. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt on some of these things. I do. Because this is it. Like after this week, if you go 9-3, 8-4, 7-5, I mean, at this point, you're all going to the same place. You're going to a bowl game. Going to a Cheez-It Bowl doesn't matter to me. I mean, it really doesn't. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop covering the team. Doesn't mean that I'm going to stop loving LSU. Doesn't mean any of that. But you and I both know that if I would have told you at the beginning of the season, hey, you got to beat Florida, Vandy, and Oklahoma to make a playoff, you would say, bro, that's shit. We're going to a playoff. Guys, I mean, you're here. Well, Blake, Vandy's better than what we thought in the beginning of the year. You're supposed to beat Vandy. Sorry. Either it stops now or it's never going to stop this year. Obviously, an off season, a whole nother season can stop it. But it's not going to stop this year. It's always going to be there. All right. Last but not least, number 4, your running game. I think that you're going to be creative this week. I do think that you're going to go out of some pistol stuff. I hope that you go out of the pistol this week and get your running game going. I've just, kind of heard some things. I think that's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, then I don't know why they haven't been working on, why they wouldn't call it when they've actually been practicing on it this week. You got to get Caden Durham outside the tackles. And why we continue to run inside zone is beyond me. Why we continue to run zone read is beyond me. Counter in the inside is beyond me. Guys, Caden Durham has more runs of 10 yards plus when he hits outside the tackles than anybody on the team. It's where majority of his big plays are coming from, or even more decent plays are coming from. You got to get him to the outside. You got to find ways to get him to the edge, because once he gets there, he's going to burn some people. I think you got to be creative in getting 4 yards. Guys, this game's it's a tough game. It's a brutal game. And even though it's tough and brutal, there are going to be times where you need to line up and run the ball for 3 yards. A game inside a game. That, if I run the ball for 4 yards on first down, then I line it back up and I do it one more time, then I'll line up and do it one more time, then we start throwing the ball around a little bit more, it's going to lean on them in the fourth quarter. It's going to work on that defensive line in the fourth quarter. Tick, 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 tick. Because there's nothing wrong with lining up and punching somebody in the mouth for 3 yards. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. We're getting like, oh, we ran for 3 yards. That play didn't work. Okay, line it up and do it again. You line up and go, you're going to be in the same thing. If you throw an incompletion, I mean, guys, in these 3 ranked games, you're below in these 3 ranked matchups, or in the, I shouldn't say ranked because South Carolina is technically not ranked, but against Ole Miss, A&M, and against, how about this? In the 2 high-profile games that Garrett Nussmeier has played in, his completion percentage is below 50%. So if you're going to miss 25 passes, let's say you take half of that in 12 runs for 3 yards, that's more productive than throwing it as much as you're doing it. Sorry, it is. Every game you've been able to line up and run for 3 yards. The sack yardage kind of hurt it at the end, but hey, what do I know? Josh Williams, Caleb Jackson have got to be big, man. They got to be big. We need we need the flashes that we've seen from Caleb Jackson. We need him to finally appear. Because, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Watch any All-22 Coppity. There are holes there. They're tight windows. They're very tight windows. Holes are there. How about this week? Don't put Trey'Dez Green on a defensive end that's going to be drafted in the top 15 picks. Now, Bama doesn't have a guy like that, but let's stop putting Trey'Dez Green on the end line of scrimmage. Find some, either put Bo Borderline's big ass out there in 12 personnel, or don't put Trey'Dez Green. Excuse me. Don't put Trey'Dez Green. You're going to go 12 personnel? Line it up and bust their ass. By the way, in preseason, now y'all do know this because I shared it on Twitter, shared the videos on Twitter of us being at practice, whatever. All right. Guys, literally all offseason, LSU worked in 12 personnel, meaning 2 tight ends, one on the end line of scrimmage and one right behind him, to the side of him. They went under center multiple times this spring at 12 personnel. They haven't done it once this year. Not once. I am begging you to do it. Then why were you doing it all offseason and now you're not running it? Why? It's a base install of our offense. Bullshit. That you wasted time. It's a time waster. Josh Williams and Caleb Jackson got to be big this week, man. And if their offensive line cannot hold up and it's not on them, then so be it. But we need Josh Williams to put his head down and represent what he's been as a player. You know, guys, here's what I'm going to say. If I'm Josh Williams can win you this football game. Josh Williams, 1,000% could be the reason you win this football game. If he does what he replicated in 2022, you're going to win this football game. We need him to do it. We need him to be that person. When Will Anderson's in the hole and you have a critical 3rd and 7 and Josh Williams is truck sticking him and picking up the first down, we need that Josh Williams. We need that Caleb Jackson. Where's the toughness? Go get him. All right. This is last but not least here. I do think that you could overwhelm their secondary. There, I said it. I look at the teams and games that they played. Guys, Tennessee is not good at throwing the football. They're not better than you. They're not. I look at South Carolina. Well, we know about South Carolina. They can't throw the ball either. The only team that remotely had a pulse, kind of like you, was Georgia. They threw for 337 yards in the second half. 337 and a half against Alabama. Turnovers did get put into that with Carson Beck. I don't think their secondary is that good. A lot of that's got to do to scheme. They are getting better. Malachi Moore is really good. Jackson is really good. But they are going to do one thing. One thing. They are going to run two-man high. And they're going to play man-to-man coverage. And I think that you can overwhelm them. Guys, Chris had 2 go routes last week. They were shit. Let's call it what it is. He looked really crisp on that hitch route. He looked really crisp on that dig route. CJ Daniels, per Brian Kelly, is probable. Kyron Lacey, Aaron Anderson, Mason Taylor. I think you can, guys, I promise you, statistically, nothing would suggest that you can overwhelm them. The scheme and the film tell me differently. You got to make right decisions in the passing game. There are going to be guys wide ass open. Guys, I fully believe, based off of the stuff that you've called and the air raid principle stuff that you've called, Aaron Anderson can have a field day. Guys, they could not against Tennessee. They could not against Missouri stop a slant pattern to save their lives because they're playing man-to-man coverage and they're playing off man-to-man coverage. Why Mizzou got away from throwing slants at a religious pace, even with Drew Pond, is beyond me. But Tennessee and Nico Imalava ain't their ass up, no pause. You gotta be Arkansas. Arkansas, do Arkansas. Play like you did against Arkansas. If they're going to play off, slant and hitch their ass to death. Be in the first half, be 16 of 20 for 200 yards for all I give a flying shit. People don't want to nickel and dime. They're going to give you. The only reason why they wouldn't would be because that they want to make Nuss make quick decisions and play press. And they think that that's what you're going to do. Then you're going to have to connect on some deeper patterns. I get that. Nothing that they have run this year. Tennessee, go watch that. Georgia, go watch that. They are going to play off coverage, but they're going to be in man. You got to light their ass up when they are giving you that much yardage because you can. Dude, I'm telling you, I guys, I promise to God, if there is one key to victory, that I believe in more than anything else, is that if they play off on you, you better nickel and dime their asses to death. You better Arkansas them. Arkansas them all the way down the godforsaken field. Wait, how many losses did guys in the chat? Do me a favor. Can y'all tell me how many losses does Bama have? Put it in the chat right now. Is it 1 or 2? Put it in the chat. 1 or 2 losses. Huh. Well, y'all are saying 2. Huh. The 2 games that they lost, what did they do in the passing game? Huh. So wait, what did Vandy do in the passing game with Diego Pavia? What did they do? Oh, huh. Diego Pavia threw 12 passes in the first half, 10 yards or shorter. Huh. Wait, Diego Pavia threw how many in the second half? 10 yards or shorter? Oh, 17. Or wait, that might be 12 again. That might be my bad handwriting. I need to make sure my handwriting's better. You get the point. Huh. What about Tennessee? Now, I know that's 15 in the second half. Oh, 3 in the first half. Well, I wonder what happened in that game. Oh, that's right. Tennessee came back in the second half and won after not scoring a first half point. Because they want to play off coverage. It's interesting, isn't it? Guys, I'm telling you, as God is my witness, they have not changed shit all year. Now, there are some plays, there are some instances, there are going to be some situations. They will mix some things on you very rarely to try to confuse you. I get that. I 100% understand that. They are going to be in man coverage 85% of the game. You got to pick them apart when they do. All right. Let's get to this. Before we get to your thoughts, questions, concerns, I do think we have a super chat in here. Oh, it's Jamal. Look, Jamal sent us some money. How about that? Well, then I take back what I said about Jamal earlier in the show. He says, Blake, Zai has to follow Williams. I don't think he is. I'm not saying he should or shouldn't. I don't think that he is. We can't afford for anyone else to cover him. Absolutely nobody else's. I don't know if they're going to do that. I think they're going to let Ashton Stamps give it a chance too. I agree with you. Here's the good thing, though, Jamal. Ryan Williams historically is going to be on that far right boundary where Zai's going to be. I do agree. I would rather Zai on him than Ashton. I would. Guys, I'm just not going to be upset. I'm giving Corey Raymond this game off. I mean, you can't let him throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Like, that can't happen. But you get my drift. I don't want him running on you, and I think that if I would send the heat at his ass all night. That's going to be the key. Now, if he breaks one on you, then he breaks one on you, and you're going to have to live with it. But, man, you just can't be – you can't – guys, even based off of last year, you can't be passive. You just can't. Bro, he hates pressure in his face. He hates it. And here's another thing. He is not, very rarely does Jalen Milroe, when he scrambles, go left. Now, the only time he did that I remember vividly was when he did that against Auburn, but he went right first in his little scramble drill. Bro, I promise to you, I promise to you, I promise to you. When he scrambles, he's going one direction. Northeast or due east? Unless he gets pressure from like right here in his face, then he will go left. What he likes to do a lot is back up and circle you. He can be beat, man. He can be beat. Oh, shit. What am I doing? Let me get to Brian Kelly right quick. All right, I'm not going to talk about the first thing Brian Kelly said because that just sparked a whole feud up in here. He did talk about the Tiger. He kind of gave a little troll job. Of course he did. LSU sent him out there as a sacrificial lamb. Brian Kelly, to start out the press conference, was asked something very stupidly about what do you need to do to get better from last week? Brian Kelly says, don't play a second half like we did against A&M. I mean, I don't. So stupid. He did talk about their main goal this week, too, had been consistency. Look, man, I think what Brian Kelly means by that is just being consistent defensively in the run game and then running the football. Brian Kelly was asked about Chris Hilton. He said it's unfair to ask him to be what at the end of the year he would be. He did say that he had a conversation with Chris Hilton about let the game come to you. Well, stop running him on go routes. Give him other things to do. He looked good on that hitch route that he ran. He looked good on the dig route that he ran. You had people were talking shit to Chris on the field. Well, let me just say this. I know for a fact that they knew that he was running the go route, and they were talking shit. When he ran a hitch in the dig, it's because everybody knows that 3's going to run a go ball. Do something else with him and give him the space. Let him sneak up. Ron Skipper says, for the love of God, can Nuss rush at least for 25 yards just to give Bama something they don't expect to protect the ball. So, Ron, this is number one. Thank you for the super chat. Number two, it was the conversation I had with Carter earlier this week. Just in reference to, I fully agree with that. No, the yards don't mind to me. If he has, it can't technically have 3 yards. If he's 3 rushes for 10 yards, and the 10 yards are him scrambling up the middle or running right and picking up 4 yards for a first down, then 3 yards for a first down, then 5 yards for a first down, I could care less. If it's under 10 yards, under 12 yards, I could care less. There are going to, and Ron brings up an interesting point, because Bama's going to be in a lot of man-to-man coverage. And for the love of God, if they're not in man-to-man coverage this week, and they would have changed everything up just solely for you. Their backs are going to get turned to you, and you have to run the football. That's why Burrow beat him in 19. Burrow did that multiple times. If you were in man coverage, he was going to run the ball. He did that in that long touchdown run he had this year. Guys, if you do that, then you're going to have massive amounts of success. All right, let me get to a quick break. We come back and give you picks, thoughts, questions, concerns. Put them inside the chat. We'll get to them next. Stay with us. Guys, I want to talk to you about our good friends over the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company. Are you facing tough times due to an injury from a car accident, navigating the complexities of divorce, or purchasing a new home? At the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company, they understand the challenges you're going through, and they are here to help. The lawyer team of Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vignair, along with Morgan Daniels, have the experience and proven track record to give you that peace of mind. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. That's 985-386-7600 to schedule a free consultation at their brand new office located in historic downtown Ponchatoula. They're also doing a special, the AYS special. If you're refinancing or closing on a home in Southeast Louisiana, request the Drake Title Company to handle your closing. If you mention Blake Ruffino and AYS, you're going to receive a $400 discount on title fees. Again, give them a call at 985-386-7600. Let them know that Blake Ruffino sent you on. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Foss and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with the great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Foss has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirement. Guys, let me tell you about our good friends over at Easy Free Bail Bonds, LLC, where they get your feet back on the street. There may come a time where a loved one or yourself is arrested and you don't have enough money to get bail from jail. Easy Free Bail Bonds will assist you in the process of getting bail bonds for your family. These bonds are a way to ensure that you're financially covered when a predicament like an arrest occurs. Easy Free Bail Bonds is located inside the state of Louisiana with an expert team of bondsmen that are available to assist you or your family 24/7. The team is professional and has a high-quality work ethic that will give you nothing but satisfaction. The company takes feedback from past customers in order to better their services and are always looking to accommodate and mold their services that best fit your needs. Remember this number, 985-517-3631. That's 985-517-3631. Because when you need to get back on your feet and back on the street, you know who to call.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag. All right. I see you don't have any thoughts, questions, and concerns for me. In case you do, you need to put them in here now before we get through the picks. So, through 10 weeks, we're 75-25 on the pick'ems so far this year. Not bad for you, boy. Here are the 10 games that we have this week. I got Notre Dame over Florida State. Got to take it. Georgia over Ole Miss. LSU over Alabama. Indiana over Michigan. Miami over Georgia Tech. Florida is not. No, I'm not picking Florida. Florida is not beating Texas. Texas beats Florida. Interested in that game, though. Highly interested, betting-wise. See what happens with Lagway. South Carolina over Vandy. Oregon over Maryland. Clemson over Virginia Tech. And then Colorado over Texas Tech. That's our top 10 bets of the week. We're hitting at a 75% clip, man. I think that's pretty good. Until Saturday, we'll see y'all soon. Y'all have a good night. Peace.